Hello, this is Mr. Agbamu Idonogrene. You are all welcome from the midterm break. I hope we enjoyed the midterm break and we had a nice time. All right, let's go straight to week 7 work, which is on solid shapes, which is also called three-dimensional shapes. Today is 17th day of February 2026, which is on Tuesday. Now, our topic for today, which is solid shapes, we are looking at this objective for today's lesson, which is to define solid shapes, identify solid shapes, then we should be able to classify solid shapes into prism, pyramid, and curved solids. So this is all I want us to get today. Let's just know what solid shapes is. Let's understand it. Let's generate it ourselves by identifying it. And that is where I will show us the GeoGebra Classic software. You can get it yourself, generate it yourself, play around with it in your own way so that your understanding will come out very well. All right, let's go straight to what we did last. So last work was on circle. Before we went on midterm break, I did circle. We did the circumference of a circle, the area of a circle, and I said diameter is 2r. Then pi, I told us how pi was generated. I did every demonstration. I did the video on it. I also sent it to the classroom. Just go to week 6 lesson note in our Google Classroom. You will see everything there, the applet to understand it, how to get the area, how to get the circumference. I explained all. So we have really dealt with circle very well. So the only thing we could not do on Thursday before we went on midterm was some calculations. Now, there are some questions I wanted us to do as classwork and assignment, but because of the midterm break, the rush in school, we could not do them. So I want us to start from here. Okay, so this is classwork and assignment I gave last Thursday, but because of the midterm break, what is it called now, PTC, and the Valentine celebration, we could not do much work in class. And I know most of us were not even in school. So this question, we don't have it. So that's why I'm displaying it here and I'm going to post it to the Google Classroom. So copy it, do it before I will do the correction. I'm not doing the correction now till I mark it from tomorrow. Then I'll now know the areas we need to do correction in. And this is the last part of our topic on circle. Okay, I want us to also look at the holiday assignment, which is the midterm assignment. So most of us don't have this because we're not online throughout the midterm break. So you can copy this from the Google Classroom. Go to the Google Classroom. I've already put this as a midterm assignment there. Go there, copy the question and do this work. Tomorrow is the deadline as well, just like the assignment I just showed us now. So do all this midterm assignment because I'm going to record this as part of our CA. Do this work. There are just 5 short questions on what we did in plane shapes. You can see area of a circular playground. You can see number of ceiling boards. Just reason the question, understand it, and solve it, and submit it tomorrow so that I can mark it and record this as part of our CA. So with this one, we are finally through with plane shapes, circles, triangles, everything we did on plane shape. So you still have the videos in the Google Classroom. Go through all the notes, all the videos, and make sure you understand. Any issues, you can always come to class and ask your questions. I'm always there to attend to you. So that is that. Let's continue with our lesson. Now let's go to today's topic, which is solid shapes. Yes. So introduction to solid shapes. So before you can understand solid shapes, you need to look at your surrounding, you need to look at your environment. Looking at your classroom, you see your cubicle, you see your board, you see the uh, waste bin in your class. So many items in this classroom, they are all solid. Looking at these images I paste here on this slide, you can see a football is here. See a football is inside this carton. You can see a box, a carton box here. All these are solid shapes. And you can see a building here. You see the roof. You can see the roof have a pyramid shape. You see the base of the building now. You see a prism shape. So all these are solid shapes. They are examples of solid shape. I want us to take note of this. So that is why I said objects around us have length, width, and height. So these are 3 dimensions we use in describing solid shapes. You can see a bucket here. Though this is a curved shape, it also have 3 dimensions. The circle have radius, and if you want to get the area of that circle, we have done it before, which is pi r squared. So the r squared is radius times radius. Then the height of the bucket, so that is the 3 dimension. The radius multiplied by the radius times the height. So you can see it in 3 dimensions. So that is that. Even the sphere have 3 dimensions and so on. Alright, so that is basic examples of solid shapes. Now, how do we define it? Let's see the simple definition I have here. I say solid shapes are shapes that have length, width, and height. So I try to use the 3 directions or 3 dimensions to define solid shapes: the length, the width, and the height. I'm going to demonstrate this using the GeoGebra Classic app I usually use in class to demonstrate this. Now, in the second point, I said solid shape occupies space. This is one major factor or features of solid shape. They actually occupy space, and they occupy space in 3 directions: in the length and the width, or the length and breadth, and they also occupy space in terms of the height. That is why we say they have volume. And that is why if you look at cubeboard, which are the one of the examples I mentioned here, if you look at cubeboard, you say cubeboard have 3 dimensions. If I sketch it with my pen, if I want to sketch a cubeboard, I need something like this. See, this can be the length, this can be the width, then the height is this one. So with these 3 directions, I can complete my cubeboard. See, I can complete it. You see what I'm doing? See what I'm doing? I'm just making a sketch of a cubeboard. You can see it. So this is a simple sketch. Then behind it, there's hidden lines, just like this. There's hidden lines. One of the hidden line will go like this. Another one will go like this. That is from something like this. Something like this. All right, let's delete this. So for better understanding, let me show us the applet before we continue with the notes. Now let's minimize. Let me minimize it and enter our GeoGebra. Okay, this is the applet I always use in class. So this is GeoGebra Classic software. You can see it. I always put it in this format with this square box all around. Okay, now if I go to this place, you can do this because the link is already with us. When you settle at home, click on this link in the Google Classroom, you can open it. Now by the time you click on 3D, you see this is the 3D face. You can click on this place and drag so that the 3D face will appear more, so that you can have more space, because this is our major business. It's 3D that we are targeting. This is for 2D, this is for 3D. So take note of this. All right, let's see what we can do now. Now, if I pick a point here, I place it here, you see the point is appearing here. I can actually drag this point here and move it around. If I want to see it on this side, I just click on the screen and drag it. Now you can see the point. I can move it around. This is just a point moving around the 3D surface. Okay, now what I want to do now, I want to create something. Let me use a slider to do a demonstration. So this is a slider, and I want this slider to increase by 1, and I want the minimum value to be 3. So let me extend this to something 10. So you can manipulate this the way you want it. So let me create another slider. So this one, I want it to be 0. Let me increase this to maybe 8, and I want the increment of this to be 0.1. You will see what I will take this slider to do later on. Yes. Now, I want to create a polygon, but I need a regular one. I want a perfect polygon. So if I click on these 2 points, it's telling me to put the vertex. So I want A to be my vertex. So just type A in this place. It will appear. You can see what happened now. Since A is the slider and it's 3, it's giving me a triangle. You can see the triangle here. So the 3 dimensions, you can see the Z direction. This one represents the height. You can see the Y and the X direction represent the width and the breadth for the solid shapes. Now, I want to create an extrusion now, which is extrude. Let me extrude to prism. as I click on extrude, click on this face, it's telling me to put altitude. I want my altitude to be B. Just type B here and OK. Now you can see what we have here. So I have a pyramid. Sorry, I have a prism, and this is a triangular prism because the base, see, the base is a prism. See the way I'm moving it around? See the way it's moving around? Okay. Now, if I increase the number of side of the polygon, you see this is a cube, or you can say no, this is a cube, but it can only be cube if all the lengths are equal. If this place is 2 as well, let me leave it at 2. So this is a cube. You can see it. So let me remove these 3 dimensions. Just right click and click on show as is. I don't want those dimensions to show, so that it will show the and the prism very well. So you can see it. I can move it around, play around with it. So that is it. I can increase the number again to 5. See, this pentagon, hexagon. So all these are prisms. You can see the solid shapes have a uniform cross section. See the top and the base, see they are all the same size and they are parallel to each other. If I put it like this, you'll see that they are all parallel. So that is one property of this particular solid, which is called prism. Now I want to do something for us to see. On top of this prism, I want to put a pyramid. So let me put a pyramid. So extrude. Let me click on it. You see, immediately I click on the top, you can see some triangles have appeared. So let me call it B. So you can see what just happened. So you can see the pyramid is on top. Let me reduce the zoom down so that you can see everything. Now I can change the number of sides. So as I'm changing the number of sides, you see the pyramid is getting smaller. So this is a 4-sided pyramid. This one now look like a house, like that image I showed us the other time. I can reduce their length, making it smaller. See, I can increase the number of sides. See, so this is 9 sides. So you can actually do this at home. Just play around with it at home. I can increase the height and see it just like that. So all these are solid shapes. Now, if I do for circle, let me do for circle, you will see what will happen to circle. Let me take a circle. Let me click somewhere. Let me take radius 2, small circle. So you can see the circle, just cancel this. I can move the circle around. Let me click on the circle and move. See, I can move the circle around. Let me increase here. Can move the circle around. This is the circle. I can also increase this circle. Let me do prism. I can increase it. And you know, when I increase this circle using B now, the altitude will be B. You see a cylinder will be formed. See, a cylinder is formed. So this one can control the circle. So these are curved shapes. When it's 0, you see everything is flat on the ground. So this is a plane shape now. So when it becomes, when you have a height, you see it's rising up. The circle rises as a cylinder. I can also put a cone on top of that cylinder. Let me take pyramid. I can put a cone on top of this pyramid, call it B. So you can see a cone will appear on top the cylinder. So you can actually play with this when you get home and understand it better in your own way. All right, so that is all for this demonstration. So that is all. So this is solid shapes in action. You can actually do so many things here, but for now, I want to stop here. So let's go back to our notes and finish the lesson for today. Yes, so that is the definition of solid shapes. You can see the way I describe it: cube, cuboid, cylinder, sphere. I can even do sphere, but let's leave sphere for the next lesson. You understand this when I explain them individually. Now, these are the classification. You saw what I did just now. Solid can be classified into 3 groups: the prism group, the pyramid groups, and the curve shape group. So under prism groups, you can see them. That's where you have the cuboid, cube, triangular prism, hexagonal prism. Those were the examples I demonstrated using the GeoGebra Classic app. Then for the pyramid, you see the triangular prism, the square pyramid, triangular pyramid, square pyramid, rectangular pyramid, hexagonal pyramid. So depend on the base of the shape now. You name it according to the pyramid. So if the base is square, you call it square pyramid. If the base is rectangle, you call it rectangular pyramid. If it's hexagon, hexagonal pyramid, just like that. Then for curved shape, if the base is a circle, for prism, it will now be cylinder. If the shape is if the base is a circle for pyramid, it will now be cone. Then a perfect sphere, like your football, is a sphere. Then half of a sphere is what we call hemisphere. So that is all for today's lesson. All I have next is just a simple definition of prism, which is a prism has two identical and parallel bases. It has a uniform cross section. Examples are the cuboid, cube, triangular prism. Then a pyramid has one base, a triangular face meets at a point called the apex. You can see that all pyramids always have a sharp point at the top, which form an apex. So that is one thing you discover in that app I showed us just now. Then finally, the curved shapes, which are the sphere, the hemisphere, and the cylinder. So this is all for today's lesson. That is what thing I want us to understand. So do the holiday assignment. Those that have not done it, submit it tomorrow. That is the midterm test. Sorry, the midterm assignment. Submit it tomorrow. That will form our assignment for today. And those assignments for last lesson that I wrote correction, that is this one now. Let me show us. Let's go back. That is this one. Do this one as well and submit it tomorrow. This is what I want to mark as our assignment for today. So this is all for today's lesson. Thank you for watching. Do have a nice day.